Republicans are overly confident that no matter what happens this year, they're totally taking back the House of Representatives. And of course, they do appear, as of right now, and for the last 6 months, it does appear that yes, they're probably going to win back the House of Representatives. By how many seats, we don't know. The Republicans themselves have said we may win up to 70 seats. Redistricting at first did look to favor Republicans. Now you got some areas that are actually favoring Democrats more, but there's only a 5-seat, advantage for the Democrats right now, so Republicans don't have to win many. But then again, now you got Fortenberry. His seat's going to become available, and that actually has a lot of left-leaning voters in it, so who the hell knows, right? Head-to-head matchups right now in generic polling show basically an even split, but Democrats do actually kind of have an edge. All that said, that was a lot, by the way, Republicans are poised to take back the House of Representatives, and Kevin McCarthy came out in the last couple days and started laying out his agenda items. One of them includes a Parents' Bill of Rights, which would, of course, begin a massive assault on teachers and school boards and librarians across the country. But there is one thing that Republicans behind the scenes, according to a new report, are fretting about. You see, they're worried that obviously they got to get whatever they do in the House passed in the Senate. And there's a pretty good chance Democrats are going to retain control of that Senate. So how are they going to be able to craft legislation that even the Democrats would agree to so that the public doesn't just see them as being 2 years of obstructionists, because that would end up hurting them in 2024, both in the House and Senate elections, as well as potentially in a presidential election. They want to avoid that, right? They're actually playing it rather smart. They're like, look, we want to do all these crazy extremist things, but we know we got to tone it down to get Democrats on board, or else we're dead in the next election. But the thing that's concerning them are the crazies. Your Marjorie Taylor Greenes, your Lauren Boeberts, your Matt Gaetzes, assuming that he's not indicted before this election. Your Jim Jordans, Mo Brooks will be gone. But your Madison Cawthorns, right? The real extremists of the party who want nothing more than to watch the Democrats burn. They're not going to go along with any piece of legislation that they feel is in any way, a compromise with the Democrats, which of course means the Republicans won't be able to get anything done if the Democrats retain control of the Senate. And it could also lead to things like a government shutdown, right? If you have the majority and you've got the power of the purse, you've got to pass these budgets. You're also going to need some Democrats on board, because you're probably not going to get every single one of your crazy lunatic Republicans on board. And if the government shuts down, that's on you. So yeah, Republicans are both excited and terrified about what's going to happen after the 2022 midterm elections. Because if they win, they have to figure out how to deal with the crazies, the lunatics, and they don't know how. Because if they appease the Marjorie Taylor Greenes and the Lauren Boeberts, they lose. Nothing that they want to get done would be able to get done because it couldn't pass a Democratic-controlled Senate. Probably couldn't even pass a Republican Senate with only, a 1 or 2 vote majority. So then they run the risk, of course, of getting nothing done because of the extremists. They spend 2 years just being the party of obstruction. The voters kick them back out in 2024. Or they have to go the other route, which of course is far less likely, which is we don't go with our extremist legislation. We piss off our base, and of course, then we risk losing again in 2024. It's almost too ironic to even call it ironic, right? Republicans want nothing more than to win. But they're starting to realize that if they win, then ultimately they lose in the end. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.